Welcome to our explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something that's literally at the heart of your home's comfort, your HVAC system. You know, it's that one piece of machinery we completely rely on, but we basically ignore it, right up until the moment it dies and throws our whole house into chaos. So let's change that.
Just picture this for a second. It's the middle of August, it's so sticky you can barely breathe. Or maybe it's the dead of winter, one of those nights where you can hear the wind just whipping outside. And then, nothing. Just silence. That familiar hum from the AC or the furnace is just gone. That sudden sinking feeling, that is a level of panic pretty much every homeowner knows.
And that is what we call the crisis moment. It's exactly where our explainer is going to start today. We're going to take that feeling of dread and, honestly, confusion and turn it into real, actual confidence.
I mean, we've all been there, right? One minute your home is your sanctuary, and the next, it's either an oven or an icebox, and you're immediately thinking about a huge, unexpected bill. It is completely overwhelming. But here's the thing. The key to grabbing control back in that moment isn't just having a good technician's phone number, it's having knowledge.
Okay, so let's really get into this. To figure out why our systems even break down in the first place, we have to understand what they're up against, like every single day. There's a battle for your home's comfort happening right outside your door.
That's right. Believe it or not, your zip code plays a massive role in the health of your HVAC system. Now, we're going to use McLean, Virginia from our source material as a perfect case study, but the idea is here. They apply no matter where you live. Your local climate puts a really unique, constant stress on your system.
And what's so wild is how many different things are working against it. I mean, look at this. In a place like McLean, you've got this oppressive summer humidity that makes your AC work double time. It's not just cooling air, it's literally pulling gallons of water out of it. Then you have these crazy temperature swings in the spring and fall. You've got these gorgeous old trees dumping leaves and gunk right into your outdoor unit. Even the dirt, the clay soil can hold moisture around your foundation. It's just a non-stop attack, season after season.
So, knowing all that, knowing what your system is fighting, how can you actually spot trouble before it becomes a full-blown catastrophe? Well, it's time to become a bit of a detective in your own home and learn to read the signals your house is sending you. This list right here, this is basically your diagnostic checklist. You know that sticky, clammy feeling inside? Even when the air conditioning is on, that's a huge red flag. Or what about the upstairs being a sauna while the basement feels like a meat locker? Is your system constantly clicking on and then right back off again? These aren't just little quirks of an old house. These are your HVAC system screaming for help.
Okay, so you've spotted the signs, you've made the call. Now this next part can be super stressful for a lot of people, so let's just demystify it. Let's walk through what a really good, totally transparent service process is supposed to look like.
It really should be this straightforward. Step 1, they get someone on the way fast. Step 2, and this is so important, they figure out the actual problem, the root cause, and they give you a clear estimate in writing before they touch anything. No surprise bills. And step 3, after the fix, they test everything to make sure it's actually working right, and then check in to make sure you're happy. That shouldn't be special treatment, that should just be the standard. And all of this leads to what is probably the most stressful decision of the whole ordeal. The money question. The technician gives you the diagnosis, and now you're faced with it. Do you pour more money into fixing this old unit, or is it finally time to replace the whole thing?
Well, check this out. There's a fantastic little rule of thumb that can cut right through the confusion and give you some real clarity. It's called the $5,000 rule, and honestly, it's just brilliantly simple.
And here's exactly how it works in practice. All you do is you take the age of your unit in years and multiply it by the repair cost. So look at that first example. You've got a 12-year-old system and it needs a $500 fix. Okay, 12 times 500 is $6,000. Since that's over the $5,000 threshold, the rule says replace it. Now look at the second one, a 7-year-old unit, same $500 repair. 7 times 500 is only $3,500. That's under the threshold, so in this case, a repair makes a lot more sense.
So the bottom line is, this rule helps you avoid throwing good money after bad. Once that number creeps up over $5,000, you're probably looking at investing in a system that's already on its last legs. A full replacement is very likely the smarter financial move in the long run. And what's the logic behind that rule? It's this number. The average lifespan for a well-maintained HVAC system is somewhere in that 15 to 20-year range. So, once your unit starts getting past that 10 or 12-year mark, you really have to ask yourself if a big repair is worth it, based on how many good years you think it has left.
All right, I've got one more super practical tip for you that could literally save you thousands of dollars. It's called the 3-minute rule. If the power flickers or you shut your AC off at the thermostat, always wait at least 3 full minutes before you turn it back on. Why? Because that gives the pressure inside the system time to balance out. If you restart it too quickly, you put incredible strain on the compressor, which just so happens to be the most expensive part to replace. It's such a simple habit, but it can prevent a catastrophic failure.
And that really brings us to our last question. You know, this whole explainer has been about how to deal with a crisis when it happens, but the real goal, the pro-level move, is to shift from that reactive panic mode to a more proactive mindset. So I'll just leave you with this. When was the last time you thought about your HVAC system before it broke? Because thinking about it now is the best way to stay in control, save money, and make sure your home is always that comfortable escape it's supposed to be.